Yo, what up, y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode. Today, it is number 23 of my ongoing Spawn collecting series, where I document all the action figures and some other Spawn stuff that I collect. Today, we've got 4 more action figures plus a bonus at the end. So, if you stick around, you'll catch that too. So let's go ahead and get into the first action figure. Alright, so what we have here is Battleclad Spawn. I've had Battleclad Spawn on the show before. We've gotten him sealed. I got one where his arm had broken off in the packaging and we opened him up and we repaired him on the show. But this is a new variant, one that I had not collected yet. And although the packaging is a little weathered on this particular pickup, I do think it was very worthwhile. I love Battleclad Spawn and I'm very happy to have another variant in my collection. This one, he has bone-colored armor instead of like the darker black color. And I really like it. And also you'll notice that the parts of the armor that are built into the figure are the same color, of course. So he's got this tan to reddish maroon shades and variant. Plus he's got some gray details on the chest piece and some of the spikes. Unfortunately, we get some yellowed tape in there and stuff, but Battleclad Spawn is really awesome. The thing about Battleclad Spawn is if you open them up, all these parts are really cool to add on, but they fall off so easily. I have one, and every time I move him around, his little bits of armor fall off. It's ridiculous. I've thought about it many times, just gluing all the pieces of armor on there, but I just don't want to do that, although I did already glue his arm together. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Anyhow, this is Battleclad Spawn in his alternate paint variant. On the back you'll see that this came from Series 6, and that series also featured Alien Spawn, Chameleon Spawn. As he's listed here, though, it's not actually Chameleon Spawn, and we'll talk about that soon in this episode. Tiffany the Amazon's on there, of course, Battleclad Spawn, Sandskirk, the Freak, we got Super Patriot, and then Series 5 is listed. We got Wetworks Series 2 and Total Chaos Series 1 listed. And there is a clip and collect, as this is from 1996. And of course they had the clip and collects back then. So let's go ahead and read it. Existing in a period of history when battles were waged with very little beyond one's bare hands, Battleclad Spawn's costume has morphed to accommodate his environment. Looking like a suit of armor, Spawn is protected from both the elements of nature and face-to-face combat. One of the most posable figures in this collection. Battleclad Spawn has joints at the knees, hips, waist, shoulders, wrists, elbows, and neck. His 2-headed staff is the only weapon this warrior needs. Yeah, I always forget that he was the most posable, and that's probably why his arm snapped off. All those joints, they become kind of fragile as they get older. A lot of these Spawn figures, the plastics, especially the accessories, can become very brittle. But that's what happened. I mean, this is 1996. How long do you expect the plastic to sustain, even in the package? So that's why I like to keep them in the box and hang them up on the wall as this. What do y'all think about Battleclad Spawn and his alternate variant? Let's get on to the next action figure. Yo, this is Mutant Spawn. But on the back it said Chameleon Spawn. Well, here we have, it's very odd to me. I still think it's very odd because we just saw an action figure from Series 6. And on the back it showed Mutant Spawn, but it had him labeled as Chameleon Spawn. And here we have Mutant Spawn, aka Chameleon Spawn, in one of his variants. And on the back it says Mutant Spawn. I don't really understand. I mean, I would love to see one that said Chameleon Spawn on the package, but I don't think they made it. Anyhow, this is a variant where he has a green head and he's got these extra tentacles. Now, they made a version that didn't have those tentacle things in there. And Mutant Spawn is pretty weird. I mean, he's a mutant. And his head is just really odd looking. It's almost not very detailed, but also kind of detailed. The whole body is very strange. It reminds me of something that's not so Spawn, like a different action figure. But He folds forward and he's got this really wicked top to his head. I wish we could see it in here. They don't really show it. I would love to open one of these, really. He's got blue accents, these green, like, bug wing things. It's a really cool figure. I love the packaging. And on the back, you'll see Alien Spawn, of course, Tiffany. But it's Mutant Spawn this time, instead of Chameleon Spawn, like he's supposed to be. And just like we saw in the other figure, it's all the same. So, Battleclad Spawn and so on. We got Series 5, Series 2 of Wetworks, and Total Chaos Series 1. And this does have a clip and collect, and they hit it on the bottom. So, let's go ahead and read that. Learn a little bit about Mutant Spawn. Mutant Spawn. After an apocalyptic battle on Earth, life is no longer as it was. It has drastically changed. Spawn is evidence of this, having transformed into a dual being. To fight evil, he uses his outer self, a harmless-looking insect-like creature, as camouflage to lure the enemy near. When the foe is close enough, this mutant Spawn springs into action. Ready to fight, he uses his tail, tentacles, and tongue, which are all poisonous and deadly. Was this? I'm sure it probably was in an issue, but I don't remember where in the Spawn series Mutant Spawn sat. But maybe he wasn't, because they were confused about naming him until the very, very end. Chameleon Spawn or Mutant Spawn? Chameleon Spawn or Mutant Spawn? Mutant Spawn. Let's get on to the next action figure. Yo. Alright, so this one has a very similar packaging, almost the exact same, and we have featured Future Spawn on this channel before a couple of times, but this is a third variant, and dare I say the coolest. Definitely the coolest, in my opinion. This variant has all this text on him. He looks more like this robot. He's got a little aimer, reticles on the screen, his lens. There's all this symbolism and stuff and extra detail on his body, which makes him look like a real hired machine. And I love this version. I really like this version. The only thing about this particular pickup is that the top has a flop. And nobody likes the top of the flop. But it's still worth it, definitely. And, you know, I could clip it up or something. It's gonna flip-flop. It's just how it is, but at least I can store it in a place where I could bend it down a little, like on a shelf, you know what I mean? So this Future Spawn is my favorite of all, and I think it's the most rare variant. I don't see this one very often. Let me know if you've ever seen this one, because I hadn't until I had. And you'll see this is from Series 3, which is from 1995. On the back, they've got The Curse, Violator 2, Redeemer, Ninja Spawn, Future Spawn, Vertebreaker, Cosmic Angela, and Spawn 2. Actually, one of my favorite series of all time for Spawn figures is Series 3. It just really hit hard on this one. It's good. Everything's good. I mean, even Cosmic Angela. So we got Spawn Series 1 and 2 on the back also. Wetworks, Series 1, Youngblood Series 1, and yes, there is a clip and collect. And we've read it before, but we'll read it again right now. Future Spawn. Just as spawns have existed in the past, this spawn exists sometime in the distant future. As his enemies have evolved over the centuries, so has Spawn and his hardware. Having no arms or legs, Spawn's costume has replaced the Void with cybernetic versions of his limbs. Even his main cannon is cybernetically fused through his chest, making him a walking arsenal. Wicked. I had this one when I was a kid, and I loved him. Though I remember all of his joints kind of getting droopy after a while. Like, you'd prop him up and he'd kind of sag down a little bit. Kind of like this flip-floppy top. What do you think about Future Spawn in this, may I say, ultimate variant? I love it. Let's go to the next one. Alright. So, if you've hit this channel up before, you'd know that I save either the biggest or the newest for last before the special bonus at the end. And today we have the newest. Came out in 2022. Nope. Actually, it came out in 2021. And that is Gunslinger spawn. And this actually does come in a couple variants. This one is the Gatling gun variant. There's also one where he has a rifle that holsters on his back. And then there's the one that comes with the horse. And the one with the horse is like close to $100. And this one you could find for a pretty decent price. Gunslinger spawn has become really popular. Of all the newer Spawn characters, I think Gunslinger has really taken off, and all of the figures and comics relating to Gunslinger Spawn, well, they kind of shoot up in price. They stay a little higher up there. So this Gunslinger Spawn, you will notice that he has 2 pistols, and he's got a holster on each side for the pistols, as well as his Gatling gun. He's got these cool spikes on his guards for his wrists, and he's got all these bullets on him. He is a cowboy Spawn. He's got a cool hat with skulls on it. I like Gunslinger Spawn. I think he's cool. We've seen him once on the show already, but only on the page punchers, because they made a little tiny one. So on the back you'll see that they just have the figure posed with the Gatling gun, though the Gatling gun is a different color. Take note, because that might mean there's another variant. I never looked at that. Or that could have been made before they finished the figure. I think they might have a variant, though. Who knows? Anyhow, this is my first of Gunslinger spawns, and I really want to get the one with the rifle and the horse. And there's 22 movable parts on these new guys. No clip and collects. But the packaging is decent. And I like, especially this one. People complain about the details in some of the newer action figures. Maybe that's also why this one goes for a little bit higher price. It doesn't go on sale as often, is because it's freaking sick, dude. Sick. Alright, so you've stuck around this long, and I would like to give you a visual gift with the bonus here. So, for sticking around, the bonus at the end of this episode is a 2-pack of more action figures. Let's check it out. This is a collector's set, and it's not actually Spawn, but it's the Youngblood and Wetworks series combined in a 2-pack, one of each. We got Mother 1 and Shaft. Shaft is from Youngblood, and Mother 1 is from Wetworks. And this is the first time that I've added any of these characters to my collection, because I wasn't really thinking about getting the Wetworks or Youngblood, but I couldn't pass this up. Plus, these are really affordable. I picked this up for like $13. It's in great condition. I think I might have had Mother 1 when I was a kid. If I didn't, I certainly had Dane and Dozer. I definitely had Dane and Dozer. And I also remember, I'm pretty sure if we didn't have Shaft, we certainly had Die Hard. Cause when I say we, it was my brother and I. We always kind of shared our figures. It's pretty freaking sweet. I mean, Mother 1 has these removable arms. You can attach these different weapon arms. So her arms are actually weapons themselves. And then we got Shaft here. He's got some sort of a double-edged blade. Almost looks like the end of a bow and arrow, but it's not. And then he's got a cannon. Pretty cool, and definitely worth the money. This is in great shape. I love the W cut in the side here. You might be able to see me through there. And then we got a Y cut in the side here for Wetworks and Youngblood. And this is really sick. I want to say that this was a Kmart exclusive, and they also had some 2-packs that I've already collected of Spawn figures and shown on the show before. I want to say when they were selling these, they also had the extra large Violator that was versus, what was it, Commando Spawn or something like that. And then there was the 2-pack with Medieval Spawn and Malbolgia. If I'm incorrect, let me know, especially if you're Spawn Hunter. So what do y'all think about this double pack? And did you collect any of these? If you're a Spawn collector, did you ever go after the Youngblood and Wetworks? Hey, you know what? It's got a Kmart sticker on there. Yeah, it was. It must have been the Kmart exclusive. Anyhow, I like it. I think y'all probably do too. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the episode. I really appreciate it. And if you like this, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. It encourages me to make more videos. I'm trying to pump these out as quick as possible, but, you know, I don't want to rush anything. And I've got a lot more Spawn stuff coming, so stick around, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out.
Well, that was just childhood. We were all there together, and in denial would play like it was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky. We were taking new heights on the swing while it was making us fly. Beat the king of the hill and everything will be fine. The thrill of everything we would find. The innocence of a child you could see in the eye.